If I was gonna build a personal brand from scratch to the point of making money, here's what I would do. So I would start by figuring out who my audience is gonna be, what my niche is gonna be, and the type of content that I'm gonna create. So the first thing you need to do is sit down and just write out all the different skills that you have that could be valuable to somebody else's life, something you could help somebody else with. It doesn't really matter what it is. It doesn't have to be dealing with making money or anything like that. There's plenty of different routes that you can take. My advice is, if you're trying to build a business off of your personal brand, to start with either something related to making money, or something related to relationships, or something related to fitness, like your health. Those are probably the three major areas that gonna get you the most clientele. If you could transform somebody in one of those three aspects, you're probably gonna have the most success, or you're probably gonna be able to scale to the highest level of success that you can possibly build. But if you choose something else, you can still be successful in no matter what you wanna build your brand around. So you need to first decide what your brand is gonna be about. Like I said, sit down, write this stuff out, or type it out. Type out the things that you're good at. Are you good at sales? Are you good at fitness? Do you know how to lose weight? And it can just be something that you've helped yourself out with throughout the years. So it could be, maybe you were fat and you lost a bunch of weight. You started working out and you started dieting. Then that means you have that skill now. You have the ability to know how to eat correctly. You have the ability to know how to work out to actually lose the weight, because you've gone from being fat to losing a lot of weight and being in shape. And you're your biggest testimonial. So when you show other people the results that you got, they're automatically gonna trust you, and they're going to be attracted to your content. And that's what personal brand is. It doesn't matter what you choose. There is an audience out there that wants to hear what you have to say about any niche that you're in, any topic that you're gonna talk about, anything you want to build your brand around. I'm just saying those three areas of health, relationships, and like monetary, those are the three major categories that most people are in. But you don't have to be like most people. You can definitely carve your own lane out, and you can start any type of personal brand. So you just need to build that stuff out, know what you're going to talk about, and then just what you need to do is just visualize where you want to be with your brand in the future. Let's say a year from now. Let's start small by thinking a year ahead. Just think about where you want to be with your brand. Think about the type of content that you make for your brand. Think about whether you have a coaching program, a course, whether you're running a community. You need to think about the ways that you're going to build your business once you start building up your brand. And you need to imagine yourself being successful. What are you going to charge? What's your pricing for your program? What type of people are going to be accepted into your program? How are you going to help these people once you do get them into your program, they become clients? How are you going to transform their life so that they can be a testimonial of your work? You need to think about all of this stuff. Visualization is very underrated. A lot of people don't think about it, but you have to visualize what you want before it happens. If you ask any successful person, no matter what it's in, whether they're successful in business, whether they're successful in sports, life in general, if you ask any person who has had success, they'll all tell you that visualization was a big key to them reaching the point of success that they reached. Because if you don't ever visualize yourself winning and getting W's all the time, you're never gonna be able to reenact those W's. Because when it is time to get the W, you've already gone through it multiple times in your head. You've done this 100 times. So you know what the outcome is. You've thought this out. You visualized what you need to do to get to that point, and you know exactly the work you need to do when you visualize that. But when you don't visualize anything and you just go at it blindly, like a chicken with its head cut off, you're gonna keep getting the same results over and over. That's basically the definition of insanity. If you don't have any direction, you're never gonna reach your destination. So go ahead and write out those skills that you have. Think of what your brand can be. And even if you don't have any skills, just think about some of the things that you like, some of the things you like to do and that you're passionate about, because you wanna be passionate about what you're making content about, or you're gonna get tired of doing it. you're going to be bored, you're going to quit, you're going to give up after a short period of time at that. But if you pick something that you've always loved, you've always had a passion about, even if you're not very good at it, you're still going to learn about it on the way. And as you're growing your brand, that's a big part of growing your brand, is growing on the way. People need to see your growth. They need to see your growth and your journey along the way. If you just came in and you were already an expert, a lot of people wouldn't really resonate with yourself as a person. Your credibility would be up there, but it's not always about just starting off with that credibility. It's building character as well. You want to have character and credibility to build your following, because you want people that follow you to last for a lifetime. You don't want them to be like, you don't want them to come in to your program and then try it and they didn't get what they wanted out of it, or maybe they do and then they're just gone. You want somebody that's going to be a lifelong customer. You want them to return to your different offers. You want them to return to your content. So in that case, you need to build them up. You need to build their liking up, their following of you, and they need to be able to trust you. And that's what building that content does, that's what basically documenting your life journey does. When you document your life journey, it resonates way more with your following. Because if you start out and you're broke and you're talking about, I'm rich and I'm doing this and that, I'm driving this type of car, I have this type of watch, but you're lying and you never show that stuff off, people know that you're a phony. Like, people can sense that, and you don't want people to think that about you. You lose all credibility in that case, and a lot of people do that. And that's why I get on here and I'm telling people only what I know and what I've experienced. I don't talk about things that I haven't achieved yet. I talk about what I want to achieve, but I'm never going to sit up here and lie to you and say that I have something or I've done something that I've never done. Everything that you hear me speak is like facts, and you can find evidence and proof of the things that I talk about. With other people, when they're lying, you can't ever find evidence and truth to their points, and that's how you lose a following. That's the opposite way of building a personal brand. That's like destroying your personal brand, because then from that point on, nobody's ever going to have trust in you. Nobody's ever going to buy from you. Nobody's ever going to watch your content because you're fake. People want to resonate with real people that have real stories, real struggles, and they talk about their wins and their losses. That's the thing. You always got to talk about your wins and your losses. It's not just the wins. But getting off a tangent here, so you want to figure out what you're going to do, figure out your lane, and then immediately start creating content. It's that simple. Start making content. Just put the camera on, press record, start talking. Just document your life. When you're out driving, when you're out on vacation, whatever, just record yourself. Record the type of music you listen to. Just be you. By you doing the things that you like to do, people are going to naturally find you. You don't listen to what other people have to say, what other people want to see from you. You just document what you want other people to see. There's a difference. Being persuaded by outside voices to change your style and change what you're talking about, or are you going to persuade the outside voices? Are you going to persuade them to like you, to like what you like? That's the biggest thing that's what building a personal brand is. It's getting people that have similar mindset, that have similar likes and characteristics to find you, and they resonate with you. It's not about you changing up and being different to attract more followers. It's about being yourself. So you need to start creating content, pick the camera up, start recording, start posting on multiple platforms. You would start with Instagram Reels and long form content. So you want to have a short form content over here on this side, and then on this side you want to have a long form content. So what I would do is start creating reels and start creating long form YouTube videos. Start asking for feedback on the videos. You're going to get comments and stuff like that telling you what they liked about your style, what they didn't like, what they would like to hear from you. And that's going to give you some feedback right there on what videos to start making. And then what you want to do is you want to create a boosted post on Instagram. So this is going to be a killer for you to grow quickly when you're starting out from zero. So what you're gonna wanna do is boosted post. So all you're gonna do is create a quick 35 second to 45 second video explaining exactly what you do and who you can help with. Okay, let me back up. You want to, once you get into the habit of creating content, making videos, you know what your audience is and you know what you're going to build your brand around. You know what your business is going to be. So now we're into the business aspect. So this is the point when you start making the Instagram boosted post, when you know what your business is going to be about, whether you know you have a coaching program, a course, whatever it's going to be. I recommend starting out with just one-to-one coaching because you're going to get feedback from your clients instead of going and creating a whole course or a whole community when you don't even really know what your clientele is going to be. You need to do that one-on-one coaching so that you can help that person on the way to, you can help that person along the road. At the same time, they're teaching you. They're teaching you what you have to do to help your other clients in the future. So you want to do this boosted post. And what this is you're going to create that 30 to 45 second video about exactly who you help, how you help them, your unique mechanism. And then you're going to have a call to action at the end of the video, whether that's comment this word, whatever the word is, comment now, comment brand, comment whatever the call to action word is, or you can say give me a follow. It could be a following post. So give me a follow here if you like what I said in this video. And then what's going to happen is when you run that boosted post, it's pretty much an ad. So that ad's going to bring you new followers every single day. The followers then fall into your funnel. This is like your brand funnel or your cycle. They fall into that. And what that is once they're a follower, they're locked in with your content. And when they're locked in with your content, that's when you send them a message. So as soon as somebody follows you from your reel, that means they're interested in what you had to say. So that means they're target for your specific audience. So when you know that, you have enough information to continue. So that means that you're going to send them a quick message. You're going to ask them how their journey is going with their brand. And then what happens is they build that rapport with you. So now they feel like they've talked to you enough and they're kind of in like the ecosystem. You're not going to say right away, oh, come buy my product or come join my program, because they don't really know much about you. But what you're going to do is you're going to lead them into your long form content. So now they're on your short form content. They're seeing all your Instagram reels every single day. But then you also led them to your YouTube channel where they're seeing the real stuff, like the raw stuff, the long form content where you're giving them strategies and unique points of view. And now you have them in this funnel. So they're back and forth. They're on the Instagram, they're on the YouTube. Now they're in this funnel for a long time when they're in this cycle. And after a while, they're so warmed up that it is time for them to reach back out to you. They'll DM you. At this point, this is what a personal brand does. They DM you to hop on a call. They want to work with you. They want to know your strategies one-on-one. And that's when they hop on the call and you sell them. They become a client. They become a member of your program. They become part of the team, essentially. That's what the personal brand is. And that's what starting from zero, that's what I would say is the best option for you to do if you want to grow your personal brand. So remember that you need to create that content, figure out what you're going to do for your business side of things, whether that's a course or a community, whatever you're going to do, a mastermind once a month or whatever your offer is going to be, your services, figure out what that is. And then you want to run that boosted post and you just do this every single day. It's just nonstop. It never stops. The cycle never stops. You just keep adding more people into it's basically like a funnel. So they're starting from here and then you just add them into the tube. They hop in and they're in your system. Somebody else gets pushed into the tube. They're in your system. And then when they get in the system, they just keep going in a circle. They just keep going in a circle. Instagram, YouTube, Instagram, YouTube, Instagram, YouTube. And then finally, it's time for them. There's another tube on the other side and it's time for them to shoot through the other tube when they're ready to buy. So when they go through that circle long enough, they heat up. It's like they warm up and then boom, they get shot out the other end. And that's where your offer is. That's where you have the one-on-one discovery call to get them into your program and boom, you sold them. And that's how you just keep building. You keep doing that and then you get testimonials from them. and you just keep building those testimonials up, and they build you up as well from word of mouth. So after you've helped somebody, they tell another friend that's on the same journey that you helped them and how you've helped them. And then that person goes through the first tube, gets cycled around, comes out the other side when they're ready to buy. And sometimes when you get to a certain point, you don't even have to go through that first tube. They don't have to get cycled around until they're warm enough, because when they hear the word of mouth from somebody else, sometimes they skip that middle step and they go instantly to the call with you because they want to be a customer. And that's the power of personal branding. You just have to build everything up and stay consistent. That's the only way you're ever going to do it. It's like a nonstop thing. You can never, there is no time to take breaks. It's just a constant thing. Once you're in this game and you decide, I want to build my business, I want to build my brand to the highest level possible, there's no breaks. It's just a nonstop thing that you do. And that's a good thing. It'll keep you productive. And in 5 years, what you've built up will be monumental. Nobody can ever take that away from you. Your brand is there to stay. Your business can't just get shut down or go bankrupt in one day. If you lose the business, so what? You can build it up again. Once you have your brand established, you establish who you are. People know who you are. They trust you. You're authentic. All that stuff, like anything can happen to you. You just restart it and you'll be back in no time. That's the beautiful thing about a personal brand that sets itself apart from other businesses. Other business models, if you lose everything, you're done. If you start back from scratch, like there's no coming back from that. There's no coming back. But with the brand, you can start over whenever you want. Once you get big enough, once you get your system down packed, you know how everything works, it's game over. So that's all I have for this video. I'll be back with another video, and leave me a comment if there's anything, any requests that you want me to make, and I will make the videos for you guys. So I'll be back.